So I'm here on Goodreads reading some Taoism quotes before I go to bed. So I guess I'm just gonna share a couple with you until I don't know how many I'll read. Just read a few. Man suffers only because he takes seriously what the gods made for fun. That's Alan Watts. Accept everything just the way it is. Don't seek pleasure for its own sake. Do not, under any circumstances, depend on a partial feeling. Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. Light, nice. Be detached from desire your whole life long. Do not regret what you have done. Never be jealous. Never let yourself be saddened by a separation. Resentment and complaint are appropriate neither for oneself nor others. Do not let yourself be guided by the feeling of lust or love. In all things have no preferences. In all things have no preferences. That's very difficult. Be indifferent to where you live. It's also difficult. Do not pursue the taste of good food, similar to don't pursue pleasure for its own sake. Do not hold on to possessions you no longer need. That's good. Do not act following customary beliefs. Wow. Do not collect weapons or practice with weapons beyond what is useful. Do not fear death. Do not seek to possess either goods or fiefs for your old age. Respect Buddha and the gods without counting on their help. You may abandon your own body, but you must preserve your honor. Never stray from the way. Miyamoto Musashi, he is the greatest swordsman, Japanese swordsman, samurai actually, which is pretty cool. And those are his words, so that's nice. Yeah, words from the greatest samurai. Do you really want to be happy? You can begin by being appreciative of who you are and what you've got. Wow, nice, I like it. Whereof one cannot speak, thereof one must be silent. Do nothing. Doing nothing is better than being busy doing nothing. Doing nothing is better than being busy doing nothing. Wow. The moon does not fight. It attacks no one. It does not worry. It does not try to crush others. It keeps to its course. But its very nature, it gently influences. But by its very nature, it gently influences. What other body could pull an entire ocean from shore to shore? The moon is faithful to its nature, and its power is never diminished. Wow, Deng Ming-Dao. Nothing is lost, everything is transformed. Wise. Vulnerability is the only authentic state. Being vulnerable means being open for wounding, but also for pleasure. Being open to the wounds of life means also being open to the bounty and beauty. Don't mask or deny your vulnerability. It is your greatest asset. Be vulnerable. Quake and shake in your boots with it. The new goodness that is coming to you in the form of people, situations, and things can only come to you when you are vulnerable. So, be open. Stephen Russell. Barefoot Doctor's Guide to Tao, a spiritual handbook of the urban warrior. 4. To light a candle is to cast a shadow. Trying to understand is like straining through muddy water. Have the patience to wait. Be still and allow the mud to settle. Trying to understand is like straining through muddy water. Have the patience to wait. Be still and allow the mud to settle. Wow. You must let what happens happen. Everything must be equal in your eyes, good and evil, beautiful and ugly, foolish and wise. To bear and not to own, to act and not to lay claim, to do the work and let it go. For just letting it go is what makes it stay. Oh man, I gotta read that again. What? This is beautiful. To bear and not to own. Wow. To act and not to lay claim. To do the work and let it go. For just letting it go is what makes it stay. Oh man, this is so tantalizing. To bear and not to own. To act and not to lay claim. To do the work and let it go. 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 For just letting it go is what makes it stay. For just letting it go is what makes it stay. To bear and not to own, to do the work, to act and not to lay claim, to act and not to lay claim, to do the work and to let go. For just letting it go is what makes it stay. Man, wow, wow. Some people think they can find satisfaction in good food, fine clothes, lively music, and sexual pleasure. However, when they have all these things, they are not satisfied. They realize happiness is not simply having their material needs met. Thus, society has set up a system of rewards that go beyond material goods. These include titles, social recognition, status, political power, all wrapped up in a package called self-fulfillment. Attracted by these prizes and goaded on by social pressure, people spend their short lives tiring body and mind to chase after these goals. Perhaps this gives them the feeling that they have achieved something in their lives, but in reality, they have sacrificed a lot in life. They can no longer see, hear, act, feel, or think from their hearts. Everything they do is dictated by whether it can get them social gains. In the end, they've spent their lives following other people's demands and never lived a life of their own. How different is this from the life of a slave or a prisoner? Who you are is always right. The honey doesn't taste so good once it's been eaten. The goal doesn't seem mean so much once it's reached. The reward is no so rewarding once it's been given. If we add up all the rewards in our lives, we won't have very much. But if we add up the spaces between the rewards, we'll come up with quite a bit. And if we add up the rewards and the spaces, then we'll have everything, every minute of the time that we spend. Okay. Those who don't know how to suffer are the worst off. There are times when the only correct thing we can do is to bear out troubles until a better day. Oh, wow. This is really, really nice. Very encouraging. Yes, 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 yes. Shape clay into a vessel. It is the space within that makes it useful. Cut doors and windows for a room. It is the holes which make it useful. Therefore, benefit comes from what is there. Usefulness from what is not there. Laozi. Yeah, I remember this from the Tao. A man who knows how little he knows is well. A man who knows how much he knows is sick. If, when you see the symptoms, you can tell, your cure is quick. A sound man knows that sickness makes him sick, and before he catches it, his cure is quick. Wow, a sound man, that's the wise man, knows that sickness makes him sick. Wow, so what is sickness? Sickness is knowledge, or knowing that you know. Well, if no, yeah, this is the beauty of of the Tao. Like, it's beyond words. The Tao that can be said is not the Tao. If a man is crossing a river and an empty boat collides with his own skiff, even though he be a bad-tempered man, he will not become very angry. But if he sees a man in the boat, he will shout at him to steer it clear. If the shout is not heard, he will shout again and yet again and begin cursing, and all because there is somebody in the boat. Yet if the boat were empty, he would not be shouting and not angry. If you can empty your own if you can empty your own boat crossing the river of the world, no one will oppose you, no one will seek to harm you. Who can free himself from achievement and from fame, descend and be lost amid the masses of men? He will flow like Tao unseen. He will go about like life itself, with no name and no home. Simple is he, without distinction. To all appearances he is a fool. His steps leave no trace, he has no power, he achieves nothing, he has no reputation. Since he judges no one judges him. Such is the perfect man. His boat is empty. Osho Rajneesh. The Taoists realized that no single concept or value can be considered absolute or superior. If being useful is beneficial, the being useless is also beneficial. The ease with which such opposites may change places is depicted in a Taoist story about a farmer whose horse ran away. His neighbor commiserated only to be told, "Who knows what's good or bad?" It was true. The next day the horse returned, bringing with it a drove of wild horses it had befriended in its wanderings. The neighbor came over again and said, this time to congratulate the farmer and his windfall. He was met with the same observation, "Who knows what is good or bad?" True. This time too, the next day the farmer's son tried to mount one of the wild horses and fell off, breaking his leg. Back came the neighbor, this time with more commiserations, only to encounter for the third time the same response, "Who knows what is good or bad?" And once again, the farmer's point was well taken, for the following day, soldiers came by commandeering for the army, and because of his injury, the son was not drafted. According to the Taoists, yang and yin, light and shadow, useful and useless, are all different aspects of the whole. And the minute we choose one side and block out the other, we upset nature's balance. If we are to be whole and follow the way of nature, we must pursue the difficult process of embracing the opposites. If you have a good idea, use it so that you will not only accomplish something, but so that you can make room for new ones to flow into you. Grappling with faith is like meeting an expert wrestler. To escape, you have to accept the fall when you are thrown. The only thing that counts is whether you get back up. Alright, this is one of my last ones, as I'm about to go to sleep now. He who is in harmony with the Tao is like a newborn child. Its bones are soft, its muscles are weak, but its grip is powerful. It doesn't know about the union of male and female, yet its penis can stand erect, so intense is its vital power. It can scream its head off all day, yet it never becomes hoarse, so complete is his harmony. The master's power is like this. He lets all things come and go effortlessly, without desire. He never expects results, thus he is never disappointed. He is never disappointed, thus his spirit never grows old. When love and hate are both absent, everything becomes clear and undisguised. Make the slightest distinction, however, and heaven and earth are set infinitely apart. If you wish to see the truth, then hold no opinions for or against anything. To set up what you like against what you dislike is a disease of the mind. Okay. The clouds above us join and separate. The breeze in the courtyard leaves and returns. Life is like that. So why not relax? You can stop. Who can stop us from celebrating? Benjamin Hoff. Those who know don't talk. Alright, yeah, this will be my last one. Those who know don't talk. Those who talk don't know. Close your mouth. Block off your senses. Blunt your sharpness. Untie your knots. Soften your glare. Settle your dust. This is the primal identity. Be like the Tao. It can't be approached or withdrawn from, benefited or harmed, honored or brought into disgrace. It gives itself up continually. This is why it endures.